South Park Season 21 Episode 3 Holiday Special. Now, before this episode even made it to TV, I was legit nearly in tears laughing at the promo alone, so I was looking forward to this episode. Before we get to the review, in 4 days time I am recording my second South Park question and answers video where you can ask me anything about Season 21, about Season 20, about South Park in general, or hell, just ask me questions and I will answer them. If you want to take part in this video, just leave your question in the comments to this video, come back to the channel in about 4 days time and you will see your answer. But for now, let us get to the review. The school is in turmoil with every kid going bat crap insane. Stan asks and finds out that the hubbub is being caused because the school board has cancelled the Columbus Day holiday because it is racist, or someone said it's racist. Stan asks, who could do such a thing? I mean, who would take away their holiday like this? This is terrible. The answer? Randy. Yup, it's another Randy episode, people. Strap yourselves in. Randy is in social justice warrior mode, trying to rip down statues and anything even slightly offensive or linked to Christopher Columbus, because to him, Columbus is a mass murderer. Randy and two of his friends, who seem to be his latest posse, are trying to pull down statues, mirroring the protests which are going on all over America right now. Now, are these protests in America right? Who knows? I'm not American, but he not only loves his country, he loves all races and he will fight for them, damn it. Now, obviously, people find out that it's Randy who took the holiday away and they try to get Stan to change Randy's mind, but this is not happening. Randy at one point is just flat out calling people on the phone who live in Columbus, Ohio, and calling them racist pigs because they live in Columbus, Ohio. Now, I bet this is actually happening, which is pretty bloody mental. He expects them to rename their city. Randy does not see the point in tiptoeing around this topic anymore. Nope, he just wants to be as brutal as he can in his fight against racism. We go to New York. Randy is dumping on statues. He gets interviewed for a news report about his dumping on statues, and he just goes into a rant on the TV about how New York is racist and he will crap on anything he can. Now, the t-shirt he's wearing here is absolutely brilliant. Expect a t-shirt similar like this on my t-shirt store soon. Now, the kids are all absolutely broken inside, as all they know is that Columbus equals a dude that got them a day off of school. Kyle thinks that maybe they should look into this whole topic with Columbus being offensive to see if there's anything they can find to change Randy's mind. Kyle's searching the internet for Columbus and offensive instantly brings something to light. Pictures of Randy dressed as Christopher Columbus at parties. Randy, well, this is Randy, everyone. Randy seems to have gone through a phase of loving Christopher Columbus. So Stan and Kyle go to see Randy with this ammunition and say, look, why is there all these pictures of you dressed like Columbus? But Randy is just like, it was a different time. We were young, it was stupid, it was 2013. It's so bloody Randy, and it's so 2017. I don't believe it's offensive for people to dress up like this, but I mean, as long as they're not dressing up like this and actually acting like a Nazi, or they are dressing up like this because it follows their beliefs. If you're doing that, then you're bloody warped and that's stupid, but come on, I mean, a lot of this gets blown out of proportion these days. I think people can still have a laugh at things, but this is really coming out of the review, so let's get back into it. He now thinks that everyone is going to see him as an indigenous son of a bitch, whatever the hell this means. Randy is just, he thinks it's all over now. He is just waiting for everyone to come for revenge after they've seen the pictures of him dressed as Columbus. When he looks on TV and he sees an advert for a company called DNA and Me. Now, this reminded me of Total Recall, but Randy now thinks he can find out who the real Randy is. Randy is happy. So DNA and Me are a service that looks into a person's DNA and tells them what percent of a various race resides in them. The best bit of the DNA and Me advert segment is the guy who used to get into trouble for using the N-word at work, but he actually found out he is 2.1% black, and he starts casually dropping N-bombs because he's black. This was in the trailer for the promo, and I was in tears laughing at this bit, because this is so 2017. South Park is back to its old, full-on South Park style. That's all I can say, it's South Park at its best. I mean, maybe this is why things have got so crazy in society. South Park stopped ripping them and started working on a story. Could it be that South Park needs to rip on things for society to stop losing its mind? Possibly. But anyway, the main goal of DNA and Me seems to find out how much of a victim you are more than anything else. They find out the percentages of race you are, then you use that so you can throw yourself a pity party. Again, this is so bloody 2017. So, Obviously, Randy wants to find out how much of a victim he is, so he contacts DNA and me and arranges a test. For Randy's test, he throws himself a party. Why? Because he wants everyone to see how much of a victim he is and that this is a legit test. But before the test, he goes through the back of the house. He is called a Native American guy in, and he just gives him a load of money and says don't talk, and he just starts making out with him. And now he really makes out with him. Now, the DNA and me test uses a swab that tests the saliva in the mouth. Randy, he wants Native American saliva in his mouth. So yeah, he goes out back, he really makes out with this Indian guy who says nothing. He then goes back into the party and he gets his test done. Now the guy doing the test says, look, you could have just done this on your own and sent it in the mail, but no, this is Randy. He wants everyone to see what is happening. We then go over to one of Randy's social justice warrior friends, the man of a family called the Galtmans, who received a phone call from a masked voice. This is obviously the boys. They tell him, search Randy Marsh in Columbus. He is a hypocrite. Clearly, this is the boys trying to get their holiday back. At first, Galtman says no, he will not look into it as he believes it's the internet and it's all fake news, but he then decides maybe he should. Randy is going crazy cleaning everything Columbus out of his house. I mean, these are shot glasses, everything. He thinks Galtman is onto him. Randy asks everyone for all the family's Columbus items, but it turns out no one has Columbus items. It's just Randy. Randy, for some reason, had the biggest crush on Christopher Columbus, including dressing as Christopher Columbus for his wedding. Poor Sharon, she never said a word there, she never liked it. Randy is in meltdown. It's vintage Randy at this moment. Someone's at the door. We think Randy's way to get his results, but it's not. It's actually the Native American dude who Randy kissed. And well, he has now fell in love with Randy. Randy has made him gay. Epic. I mean, what the hell? Galtman keeps getting phone calls to cancel the holiday, but they are not budging on their anti-Columbus stance, so the boys tell Kenny, who's the one talking here, to ramp up the violence, so they threaten to cut off part of his dick. Not the whole dick, just a part of it. They end the call saying time is running out for Randy Marsh. Back to Randy though, he is looking for his Columbus costume and orb. I mean, Randy really loved Columbus in the past. Randy is hounded by the Native American guy who loves him. It's a beautiful thing to watch. He has a song about the kiss that Randy never wanted anyone knowing about, and Randy throws him off his property. Now, all this happened whilst Randy was trying to get rid of his Columbus items, so accidentally he was dressed as Columbus. Someone's walking past and all they can see is someone dressed as Christopher Columbus throwing a Native American off their land. Randy is effed, people. He is effed. Back at school, the kids think it's all over, the holiday is lost, but Cartman won't let it lie. He tells everyone to fire up in the way that Columbus would have fought for their day off, like how Columbus fought for their day off in 1492, as that's all they know. Millions died for this day off in their eyes. Randy thinks he's about to get his results again, but no, it turns out it is the now gay Native American who is back harassing Randy. He loves Randy, but Randy, well, he just hates him. Now, finally, DNA and me come back to see Randy. It turns out there was something up with the test, and they need to test Randy again. Now, Randy just panics and runs out back looking for the Native American guy to see if he can kiss him to get more saliva. He's not there, but it turns out that, hey, it doesn't matter that he's not there because DNA and me want to do an anal swab because this is a harder case. Randy again panics and he says, give me 3 minutes. At this point I was like, oh Randy, what the actual hell are you going to do? Come on man, it's an anal swab. Are you really going to go this far? Thankfully for all our eyes, the Native American guy was gone. He was not on the property. I mean, the irony of the whole episode was focused on Randy being a dick to this Native American whilst hating on a guy who was a massive dick to Native Americans. Man, this is a South Park I love. But yeah, Randy had to do the anal swab. The kids at this point have now kidnapped Galtman to show him a VHS of Randy throwing the Native American off his land and calling him a piece of crap. Why a VHS? He doesn't believe in the internet. He thinks it's all fake news. Galtman watches the video. He looks interested, but we don't know whether he believes him or not. I mean, it's not from a source he knows of, so he's probably not going to believe it. We then jump to Randy, who is trying to break into DNA and me to do, well, to hide that he's not a victim, I guess. But before he could do anything, he is confronted by the DNA and me staff. First of all, they want to know what he's doing. Randy's just like, I'm just chilling, dude. They then say to Randy, look, while you're here, do you want your results? Because we've got them. He says, okay. Randy is defeated. It turns out he has 0 Native American DNA. He is in fact 43% European, 37% Mediterranean, and 1% Southwest Asian. Now I think I've got that last one wrong, I don't care. It's on screen now. But in short, he is a proper Caucasian. He is the whitest of the white guys. He's actually more British than me probably, which is quite funny. But there is one thing in here. Randy is 2.8% Neanderthal. Who would have thought it? Randy and Neanderthal? This just broke me. Delete. Randy Now obviously this is all Randy has now, and he tries to use his Neanderthal percentage as his victim percent. He starts shouting at everyone because everyone Caucasian led to the rape and the killing of the Neanderthals. Bloody hell, Randy. He's actually fighting for Neanderthal justice now. Randy goes home sad, dejected, and is confronted by Galtman, but Randy just decides he's over this, and he just punches him in the face and starts calling him a racist, obviously for the genocide of the Neanderthals. I mean, what can I say? This is Randy at his finest. This is awesome. I could watch this for days. While all this was happening, Randy's gay crush comes back to the house, this time with his parents, who he has came out to, and they are cool with it. Randy just breaks down at this point and admits he has been horrendously indigenous. He needs to accept who he is. The episode ends with Randy giving a classic Randy speech to everyone outside of the school. One of the ones where he goes back on everything he's said so he can come out of it looking holier than thou. We know, Randy, let's just move on. You're an idiot. This happens all the time. Let's just move on and forget about it like we used to do and love. In the end, everyone gets their holiday day back, as people should be using this day to reflect on history. But not only that, he wants to stop it being Columbus Day. He now wants it to be a day where it's ripping on each other and tearing each other down day, and be as indigenous as you can. Basically, a day where there's no rules and you can just go mad at each other, be as racist as you want, and rip the crap out of each other. Now, this might actually work for society. I don't know. I'm not an expert at this. Someone in the crowd points out that Randy doesn't even know what indigenous means. He thinks this is someone embracing the holiday. He tells him to shut up. They all try to get him off stage. He just insults them back. He thinks this is great. That was episode 2103. And in closing, this is South Park. It's South Park, it's South Park, it's South Park. It's back to its old self. It is back. No one does satire like South Park, and at the right time in history they have done what they do best and show people what most of us think they are championing is actually stupid. Imagine, Stevie, you remember to leave a question for the Q&A, maybe buy one of my t-shirts, but more importantly, hit subscribe!